Yo, what's up? My name is Patrouski, and welcome to Road to PokeMMO Season 3, Episode 22. This is a series in which we build a main account in PokeMMO from scratch in the year 2023. We did Season 1 in Kanto and made our first 1 million Pokeyen from absolute scratch. We did Season 2 in Unova, where we made our first PvP team from scratch and essentially played with that. And now we're in Season 3 in Hoenn, which we have completed the region. I'm currently in Unova, and now we are working on money-making methods to getting towards 10 million Pokeyen. Now, I do have some stuff to collect from the GTL from previous episodes, which is nice, and I'm going to be doing a little bit more breeding. Breeding for profit is just so very good, especially for the time spent actually on it. It can be really low time invested into huge profits out if you understand the economy and have enough in-game experience. But first things first, let's go ahead and collect over from the GTL. We have a bunch of stuff that's sold, some Wingulls, some Hitmonlees, and some more Wingulls and Pelipers. I'm going to go ahead and collect all of that, which is awesome, putting our starting amount at around 1.6 million Pokeyen. Now, my goal for this episode is actually going to end the episode with my cash stack sitting at around 2 million. That is not going to be the easiest thing in the world. I'm going to have to spend a lot of playtime doing that, especially since I have to upload videos every single day. It's kind of tough to put that much time into one video, but that's the goal I'm going to set. I think it's a pretty honorable one. I'm probably going to have to abuse gym runs for that for sure. I'll do some loot from 1 hours. We'll do some breeding. We might do some flipping here and there. We'll see how it goes, but first things first, I want to check out breeding for sure. I saw a Beldum posted earlier. I actually want to go ahead and check out really quick. I believe it was 20 plus in every stat except for speed, which we can absolutely get a great breed out. I think it was 20 plus here. Lowest price. Search for Beldum. I love doing Beldum and like genderless breeds. Yeah, this is awesome. 8K for 20 plus and all those stats. Beldum, it's really tough to get good Beldums. Since it's a genderless Pokemon, you really have to only breed them with other Beldums or Dittos, of course. Like, the other cheapest one is 18K, and then 70K is the next one for 20 plus in every stat, and, including speed at least. But man, they can get so expensive. So what I'm going to do here is I'm probably going to look for a Ditto that is matching. Now, a Ditto with these stats that are inputted right now is going to be really expensive. Honestly, not as expensive as I expected, 26K. I'm probably going to try to go cheaper, but we'll see. Now, the way to actually get a much cheaper breed out of this is instead of going for that 20 plus special defense on the Ditto, we're just going to go for every stat except for special defense. And this essentially allows us to buy this Ditto that costs 7,500 Pokeyen, which is far less expensive than that 26K one. I'm going to add that onto our calculator. I am using a calculator to let us know the total cost of this breed. And then I can go ahead and just brace the special defense on this Beldum. So I'm essentially paying 17K for the same stats that I would have paid 26 or 27K for on that other Ditto, which is super nice. I need the speed bracelets. That's plus 20K over to our calculator. So we spent so far on this breed only 35K for this Beldum. I'm gonna go ahead and brace it and show you guys what it will look like. I made another Patrouski mistake. Not with the breed. The breed is perfect. Don't you worry. 31 speed and then 25 plus and 20 plus in a lot of these stats. The special attack can even high roll to 20 plus, which would be really nice. The issue is, it is OT Cool Duder Star. I keep wanting to breed Pokemon for profit on this account without realizing I don't have a lot of these Pokemon in my actual Pokedex, and I am scared to breed this without actually having Beldum in my Pokedex. Because if it were to, on the off chance, come out shiny, it would be an absolute devastating situation. So I am gonna have to go catch a Beldum in the wild, which is wildly annoying. That or a Metang. Metang might actually be, yeah, Metang and Metagross might actually be easier since they are just lore Pokemon over at Giant Chasm, I believe, correct? Let's go ahead and check. So yeah, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go pick up some more lures. I need to buy some. I'm going to pick up my Breloom, get some Pokemon. We're going to head over to Giant Chasm and we're going to go catch one, I guess. Alright, I'm fully prepared. Off to the Giant Chasm we go, which is to the east of Lucanosa town. However, I don't know if I've ever been there before. Okay, no, thankfully I have. I was going to say, it's actually a much more annoying process to get there if you've never been there before, but this should be pretty easy. I think I can actually might be able to just lure for Metagross in that location. I'm actually curious how that works. I think you might have to go around to the back end of it, so I'm going to do that just in case, but I'm not sure. But thankfully, if you've been here before, you can strength these boulders over these little patches in the ground, and that makes getting to the actual end over here 1,000 times easier. I did encounter a wild Jinx, which isn't the most common thing to happen, so honestly, just to future-proof, I'm going to go ahead and catch one of these just in case I want to breed for one for profit in the future. I know alpha Jinxes are super cheap, for example. There might be a little bit of margin there. So you know what? For the sake of it, let's go ahead. I absolutely should have bought more Ultra Balls before coming here. That is a huge mistake of mine. We might have to resort to using, I guess, timer balls, but we have to stall the battle out for quite a while for that, so it's kind of unfortunate. I mean, mistake on my end, but I definitely should have bought more Ultra Balls. Catching this Metagross is going to be kind of a pain. I wonder if it's worth to just go grab them really quick before going there. All right, thankfully Jinx wasn't too bad to catch. 2 great balls, went ahead and got her. Caught, put in the Pokedex, which is super nice. Brave, okay, the stats don't matter, that's okay, awesome. Ran into a Sneasel as well. You know what, let's go ahead and catch it. All right, there's the Sneasel caught and added to the Pokedex. Once again, no stats, but that's super okay. I do want to remember to go ahead and put a Toxic Orb on my Breloom because currently it just has an XP share on it, so that's not really helpful actually in those battles. So here we go. We finally made it to the back end of Giant Chasm. I don't know if you need to be here to encounter the Metagross. I feel like you do. I feel like it, but I don't know for sure. So definitely maybe do some testing or take that with a huge grain of salt if you're looking for Metagross or Beldum or Metang. I believe you can encounter Metang and Metagross back here, but they should be both pretty rare encounters. I just need one for the Pokedex though. We'll see how it goes. Alright, it took a while, but we finally got that Metagross. I don't know if this thing has access to... Let's go ahead and try to double check. I wonder if it has access to anything like Takedown. I can't tell. It might have access to something like Takedown, which could obviously kill itself. So I'm going to go ahead and play this as safe as possible. I also just want to stall the fight probably as long as possible because I only have 2 Ultra Balls. There's a really good chance I don't catch it. So my best chance is going to be to go ahead and Spore. I'm going to False Swipe this thing. I'm going to stall and get those Timer Ball turns essentially. And then once I catch this Metagross, I am going to have to breed this specific one down into a Beldum, like no matter the stats, to be able to actually get that Beldum OT, and then I can breed this Beldum for profit. I know this is like super long-winded and roundabout and yada yada. It takes a lot more time, but I still think it's worth it. I really like it. It helps me add stuff to the Pokedex, which is good for account progression, and that's unfortunate. It's really good, and you never want to risk like accidentally breeding a super rare shiny and having it come out with an OT star or non-OT. It's really valuable. It's really important. I've seen it happen. I've seen someone get a shiny Snivy and it came out OT star, and it's a really sad thing to have happen. I wouldn't want that to happen to me. I'm going to do everything I can to avoid it. Obviously, you can take the risk if you want to. It's kind of astronomical, obviously, 1 out of 30k, but, you know, I don't want to take that risk. So I'm going to go ahead and safely catch this Metagross. Okay, just in case it has some sort of self-damaging move, I've only seen Iron Defense and Hammer Arm. I'm going to go ahead and start trying to catch it here. I do have a ton of Timer Balls, and thankfully, due to its high defense and the slow process, it's been many turns, so my catch rate should be pretty high on it. It is red HP bar and a Sleep and Timer Ball. It's probably my best bet. So there's 1 Timer Ball. Here's number 2. Let's see how it goes. Alright, only 2 Timer Balls to do the trick. Whew, that did take a long time. That was a pretty long diversion from my initial process. But it came out 2 times 31. Are you kidding me? The 1 Metagross we catch? Oh, that's gonna be money. What? Wait, let me see. That's actually kind of nuts. I'm gonna breed this down into a Beldum, of course. Oh my goodness. No way. I mean, this one's way better, to be fair, but... Oh, that's so good. That's so unbelievably, incredibly good. Wow. It's going to cost me a bit to breed it, but I'll still be able to make tons of profit, obviously. Oh, that's just phenomenal. That's awesome. And I'm not going to waste these lore steps. I'm going to go ahead and run back and forth in this grass. Well, it seems like I'm not going to really need too much. We get a Ditto here. That's kind of funny. I'll try to catch this Ditto. Just kidding. The Ditto woke up after 1 turn of sleep and went ahead and turned to my Breloom, which means I can no longer Spore it. And I don't really care about actually taking the time to catch it now. That would take a very long time. Of course, I can't escape, so I'm not going to worry about it. I'll see you guys back at the daycare. Alright, so before I can breed this Beldum still, now I need to breed this Metagross and breed it down into my OTs. This thing came out 2 times 31, so I'm going to need a 2 times 31 Ditto breeder to actually, maintain that. So we'll see what's going to be the cheapest. I'm looking for something like HP or special defense, maybe speed, but I doubt that'll actually be cheaper. So I'll see what the cheapest Ditto breeder I can find for it. All right, pretty much everything's going to cost 40k from all the price checks that I've done, but I'm actually going to go ahead and go with this Ditto, the cheapest one, which is super nice because it has an extra 30. So there is a chance that the special defense high rolls 30, and that would be extremely good. Let's go ahead and buy our braces as well. I need an HP and a defense brace. Here's what the breed is going to look like. It's going to be massive, massive profit, and I'm really hoping for that 12.5% high pass chance on the special defense. Let's go ahead and go through with that breed, and then once this is done, we'll be able to actually breed this other small Beldum for profit now, but this is kind of a bigger one now. Alright, while we're waiting for that egg to hatch, there is something I actually want to do. I want to go ahead and sell this Gyarados. This was a mediocre comp Gyarados that we EV trained and leveled during our gym runs quite a while ago now, and I never actually got around to selling it. So this thing is 25 plus in both attack and speed, and then 20 plus in every other defensive stat, which is super, super nice. It's also Jolly, which I'm going to try to go ahead and search for, but this should be super nice. Nature, Jolly. It's EV trained as well, and leveled to 50, which is super good, as is this one. This one is super comparable, but it is 31 speed, which is really relevant. So for 120k, I'm probably going to list this one for closer to 80 to 100k. I'm going to try to do 90, maybe 100k. I think 90 is fair. Let's go for that 90k price range, and we'll see if it sells over time. Alright, the Beldum hatched. Let's check out the nature. Hasty, not really relevant, but I mean, it's beautiful. Didn't high roll special defense, but once again, I mean, you know, that was above and beyond. Can't expect it, right? 3 times 31, incredible Beldum. I caught that Metagross wild 2 times 31. I mean, this is going to go for super, super solid money. Go ahead and double check. Let's see how much we're gonna be able to sell this for. At least 140k, which is super nice. So some other stats though, I will say, going for it. Yeah, 140k, easy peasy. Let's go ahead and grab it, list it off. 139,998. I'm just gonna undercut a little bit like that. I want to be able to list that one kind of quickly. That'll be really helpful. Now let's go ahead and actually go sell off, or let's go rebreed this Beldum. So this Beldum once again cost me around 35k. I'm excited to see what we'll be able to sell it for. It should be pretty decent, I'd hope, but from here on out, we're going to be doing some different money-making methods after this. Okay, our Beldum did hatch, and it came out modest. Obviously not a good nature, but that's totally okay. It's going to be rebred. It's 20 plus in every stat and 31 in speed, which is super nice. I'm going to go ahead and price check and find our most accurate price check. This one's Adamant, which is unfortunately so good and so much better than mine. But I think this one's kind of underlisted, and it's missing the... It's 2 times 1 as well, though. So I spent 35k on this breed. I'm going to go ahead and sell it for around 50k. I think that's super fair. I think that's super reasonable. Obviously, that one's 80k. That one's way better than mine. It's 2 times 31. It's correct nature. I'm not going to be able to get that price, but 50k is super reasonable. A quick little 15k profit, which isn't the craziest thing in the world, but I did encourage me to go catch that other Metagross. It's still decent. I caught the other Metagross, got it in the Pokedex, got the Beldum in the Pokedex, did all those things. So there's a lot of huge benefits out of that still. So I'm super happy about that. Now, I actually want to go test something specific, and that's why I'm in the Hoenn region. I'm actually going to be heading up over to Route 115, which is kind of a specific, kind of annoying location to get to. I believe the best way / only way to get to it, maybe I'm actually incorrect, so I don't see any grass. I have to figure out where Route 115 in Hoenn is actually. First of all, I guess this is Route 115, but I'm looking for grass. I'm looking for, that's not the Pokedex. I'm looking for Jigglypuff. Jigglypuff might surprisingly be a really good catching Pokemon for profit per hour for these reasons. It's common. It's a common encounter. It's single encounter, 115 route and grass in Hoenn. I have to find that grass. But Jigglypuff is in the Fairy Egg group, which is really good because people need a ton of male Fairy Egg group Pokemon for breeding things like, I believe Chansey is fairy. I could be incorrect, but there's a lot of Pokemon. Yeah, Chansey. Chansey's the main one. If you want to shiny hunt Chansey, you need 30,000 male fairy egg group Pokemon. Since Chansey is a female-only species, instead of using Dittos, you can just go ahead and buy male fairy egg group Pokemon off the GTL. I'll probably sell those as a box to someone and make some extra profit that way. Selling things as boxes to people who need that like large sum of Pokemon for breeding purposes, like shiny hunting for Chansey, it's really, really good to save that little bit of money. Now, I don't know where this location is at, though, which is a little funny. Obviously, this is Meteor Falls. I don't know where the grass patch is at. I literally don't see a single grass patch in where I even might be able to encounter Jigglypuff. So maybe I'll check out a different location. I know there's more in Unova, so we'll see where I end up farming. Alright, you guys can call me a noob in the comments, but I could not find the Jigglypuff location, and I was like, screw it, we're just gonna go to the Unova one, because I actually know this location. You can actually sweet scent here for Jigglypuff, which is really, really cool, for times 5 hordes of it, but you can encounter Jigglypuff in this dark grass or this normal grass. I'm not sure which one is gonna be better. I'm gonna test it a little bit before actually doing the loot from 1 hour, and then I'll do a separate videos you guys should be able to see of loot from 1 hour of Jigglypuff and showing us how much profit. I'll tell you guys at the end of this video, though, of course. Okay, I think I did initially come to this location for Jigglypuff, but I might even be changing my strategies. First of all, I need a damp Pokemon in case I encounter a shiny Drifblim. I did not even think about that. That's terrifying. So let me go grab a damp Pokemon and then explain to you guys my thought process. I didn't think this was possible, but I don't have a single damp Pokemon in my entire PC. How did that happen? I have no idea. Time to go to the GTL, I guess. Alright, so I think my plan is to go ahead and buy this Parasect, this Alpha Parasect with the damp ability for 37k, and then essentially down the line, I'll be able to EV train it and actually turn it into a really good sort of damp catching Pokemon, having access to False Swipe and Spore, which is super nice. Not the crazy best nature, but it's really defensive, really bulky. The attack stats fine. You don't really need to worry about damage too much with Parasect since it has 95 base attack. At level 100, this thing's going to be totally fine. Honestly, the main thing to fix is really the speed. I would need to buy some more Max Repels actually while I'm here. I will say, man, this episode, I am ending up spending way more Pokeyen than I expected and than I kind of wanted to. I really wanted to bring in a lot of Pokeyen this episode and get myself up to 2 mil, but I'm obviously finding issue with that. And the thought process that I wanted to talk about, as I mentioned earlier, is that people have commented and people have left me incredible feedback on many of my videos. One of the best feedback being that instead of doing loot from 1 hour of one Pokemon, I should maybe try loot from 1 hour of one route. I think that gives people a much more realistic perspective of how much Pokeyen they're actually going to make, because if you're farming here, you're probably not just going to catch Jigglypuff. You probably can make more money if you actually just catch some of the other Pokemon involved. So I'm going to run around here, figure out a list of the Pokemon that I want to catch, and then I'll actually do my first ever loot from 1 hour of a route and showing you guys how much money you can make just from catching pretty much any Pokemon in PokeMMO. Alright, I did decide to go ahead and just jump over onto the TM shop over here in Unova. It's like the left of Oplucid City. I want to just go ahead and quickly grab a False Swipe. It's super worth just to quickly put on the Parasect just in case, for whatever reason, something pops up. So there we go. Now I have False Swipe and Spore on that bad boy. It's sort of a backup catching mon. But now it is officially time to go start that loot from 1 hour, so I'll see you guys after. It's been a rough day in the world of Road to PokeMMO, fellas. Our Pokeyen stack has just been decreasing when I wanted to see it increase this episode, but we've been spending things on making money in the future, I guess, and we only made a measly 70k from testing that loot from 1 hour. Really disappointed by that. That is atrocious at this level on this account. That is not okay. However, we did get some stuff to sell on the GTL at least, so we can actually go ahead and claim that and make some money that way, but I need something to make pure Pokeyen right now, which probably means a boring but tasteful and efficient gym rerun. Alright, the starting Pokeyen is around, well, it was a little less than this. It was like 1,386,000. Now I lost it. That's okay. Around 1.4 mil. That was after buying the richest charms. So we did have to spend around 48k. 75% richest charms. A little bit expensive right now, but still I think worth it. I might try to do like a little bit of the testing game, like coin run. Especially on this account, like I don't mind going cheaper and just trying to make him a little more profit, but I'd probably still make way more profit with the 75% charm would be my guess. It's usually how those things work. Now, there's a huge jump between the 75% and the 100% charm, though. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and stick to this. I'm gonna do my gym run, and I'll just see you guys after it's done. Alright, something notable is that I obviously have been having an XP share on my Gyarados throughout my gym runs to gain a little bit of extra side profit, creating those mediocre comps, and this one did actually just reach level 50, so I am going to be able to go ahead and switch that out and put a different Pokemon. I'm not used to this bar. The Pokemon bar being on the right side now is so it's so different than what I'm used to, as opposed to like being like just like off the PC itself. In fact, that it's part of the PC now is a lot more complicated. I want to make sure to put an XP share. We're going to level in this Nidoqueen next. Nidoqueen is a pretty high desired Pokemon. It's a pretty interesting competitive Pokemon. It's one of the few competitive Pokemon. Fun fact, I think it's one of the only ones, if not the only one, that can set up Stealth Rocks, Spikes, and toxic spites, as well as absorbing toxic spites since it's a poison type that's rounded. So a lot of those are a huge factor. Alright, I finished my gym run as well as doing some extra rich trainers, trying to get as much instant Pokeyen as possible, and it's actually the next day. I promised you guys I wouldn't end this episode without 2 million Pokeyen, and when I set a goal like that, I can't stand to go back on it. So, I do have a lot of stuff that's sold on the GTL today. That Beldum that we created to flip, the Porygon, we're getting a lot of nice flip Pokeyen back, which is really awesome. I'm going to claim all of this. I have no idea how much it's going to be. 319,000. That leaves us way closer to that 2 million goal than I expected. That's actually better than I could have ever asked for. That's awesome. Now, I know that I promised you guys 2 million, and I'm only 3K away, but I think the amount of time that it took, you know what? I think I deserve to actually go a little bit above that, just a little bit, and it is currently the next day. So I'm going to go ahead and pick up 2 richest charms, one for today, one for tomorrow. I'm going to go ahead and do another gym run, and I'm going to reach that well over 2 million Pokeyen, and I'll see you guys by the end of it. We'll start making some real progress towards this 10 million. Alright, this should be the gym. There it is. 2,011,000. I still have 36 minutes left. I'm, of course, going to go ahead and go finish this gym run. Alright, this is going to be the last rich trainer slash gym I can sort of weave into my run, and that is going to leave me for this episode of Road to PokeMMO at 2,176,000 Pokeyen, well over my goal thanks to the help of gym runs. I can't wait to abuse these more, but I also want to obviously show you guys off tons of other money making methods, and hopefully I've been doing that to a decent extent. I think I have. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed. If you have, make sure to leave a like on the video. Make sure to subscribe to the channel for daily PokeMMO videos. I upload at least one video every single day, as well as follow my Twitch for streams Monday through Thursday at 12 p.m. ET. The Discord link is down below for updates and all that content, and if you want to go above and beyond and support my content, if you've enjoyed enough hours of it to warrant it to you, and if it's actually been helpful and you can afford it and everything, YouTube memberships, Twitch Primes, Twitch subs, PayPal, and Venmo all do help out a ton and allow me to stay full-time. Thank you all so much. Have a great day. I'll see you guys later. Peace. Hey, thanks so much for watching the entire video. I really appreciate that, and if your name is on this list, I appreciate you even more. Thank you to everyone who goes above and beyond and supports my channel and allows me to make content full time. I couldn't do it without you guys. Thank you so much. Have a great day.